without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Fans, let's hear it for all of our new U.S. citizens. Please turn your attention to the video board to see all of the countries represented on the field tonight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico, home to the International Hot Air Balloon Fiesta and the site of tonight's Western Conference showdown between New Mexico United and Orange County Soccer Club. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler Ortega, joined by UNM women's soccer head coach Heather Dyke. And, Coach, this one going to be a ton of fun tonight. New Mexico United unbeaten at the Lab so far this season, taking all 18 points that have been on the line. Orange County, on the flip side, they've dropped 3 out of their last 4, and they're playing their second match under their new interim head coach.
You never quite know what's going to happen in these games. You have a team that's on a roll, and of course, New Mexico United has been playing unbelievably at home. But you know that Orange County is going to come in here and want to flip the script, and sometimes a new coach lights a fire and kind of gives the players something new to play for.
This one, let's go ahead and dive deeper into this matchup tonight with our players to watch, brought to you by Toyota. Starting off first with New Mexico's all-time leader in appearances. You'll hear his name echoed throughout the crowd. It's the Englishman Daniel Bruce. He's been here since 2019, Coach. He's one of the fan favorites. On the other side for Orange County, it's Ethan Zubak, their number 9 as well. He's in his first season with the club. 3 goals so far. He's got 6 caps for the U19 US Youth national team.
Different players. Daniel Bruce is a player that's going to endear himself to fans based on his work rate and how hard he plays constantly and the passion he plays with. And Zubak is a little bit different. He's more of a post-up player, a little bit quieter, but he ends the game with multiple goals. So different players to watch, but both spectacular.
This one going to be a ton of fun this evening. The 2024 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary. We'll be back on the other side of this with lineups and kickoff.
Three, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I said the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm tooling. Bitch said that I be the hottest improving. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it.
Welcome back to the Lab. It might be the 3rd of July this evening, but it's the 4th of July celebration here tonight, and the match is presented by Sheehan Winery, award-winning New Mexican wine. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups here tonight, presented by the Somos Unidos Foundation. Starting off first with the home side, Eric Quill this weekend making 4 changes here tonight. We're going to see Arturo Astorga, Marco Micheletto, Jacobo Reyes, and Daniel Bruce all being injected into the 11 here.
Exciting lineup when you can put those kind of players in and not miss a beat. And I think, Coach Quill is going to be very excited that he has that kind of depth in his program.
On the other side for the visitors, interim head coach Paul Hardiman making no changes to his side that lost 2-0 to Oakland Roots this past weekend. You'll see Colin Shuttler between the sticks. You're going to see Ryan Flood, the former Phoenix Rising man, the captain Kyle Scott in the midfield, and as we mentioned, Ethan Zubak up top.
It's not a lack of talent for Orange County. They've got the players. They're just trying to wait to put it together.
And Orange County, they're coming into tonight on the wrong side of the playoff line, if you will, but of course looking to make up some ground here this evening. But that's going to be a tall task. As we mentioned, New Mexico unbeaten so far here this season at the Lab. And as you go back to last season, Heather, that's actually a 9-game winning streak. It is currently the longest active winning streak at home in the USL Championship. But Orange County, they actually just ended the most recent existing one a couple weeks ago with Indy 11. And so no strangers to knocking off some big-time opponents on the road.
Yeah, it's a dramatic improvement for New Mexico United. You think last year the amount of games that they had a lead in and lost late, and they learned from it. They found a way to stay in games and to close the games off. So, Orange County's going to come in here. It's always been a good rivalry. It's always been a good game. I'm excited for this one.
New Mexico in first place in the Western Conference, looking to keep that intact tonight here as we're underway against Orange County at the Lab. Tyler Ortega alongside Heather Dyke, and this is Talon Maples. He scored a late winner the last time New Mexico United were here, and what was a big win over Western Conference rivals Switchbacks FC. Sort of a redemption story to the penalty. You've kept up a little bit. New Mexico looking to get on quickly here, just 30 seconds into the match, and OC called in to do some defending early.
This game is going to be exciting. You know it is. You know both teams like to play an attacking style. You know both teams like to get forward and move the ball quickly. And those are the games as a fan you love to watch. And New Mexico United's coming out on fire already.
So this is Arturo Astorga. He's getting the start here tonight in place of Abdi Mohammed. Then on Hosu. He's been tremendous for New Mexico so far this season as he draws the foul. And that's going to bring up our first Fiesta Auto free kick of the evening. OC vulnerable from set pieces. They conceded from a corner last match, just 15 minutes in against Roots. That one judged to have gone over the line. That is the gaffer, Eric Quill, third head coach in club history. Came in about this time last year, a little bit earlier. It's been incredible to see what he's done with his club in such a short time.
It really has. It's not just, there's been some player turnover and there's been some things that change, but the style of soccer and the way they play has changed dramatically, and he's found incredible success, which I think the fans really appreciate, and it's fun to watch. It's a beautiful style of soccer to see.
On the other side, that is the interim head coach. Just his second game at the helm. It's Paul Hardiman. He has been with Orange County since 2021. He was actually part of the tech staff when they won the USL Cup that season. So he's got some strong ties there, not only to the club, but also the community. And the former Sunderland player, now towing the touchline as a manager. Of course, special connection with that club for New Mexico United fans. These are your Garcia Automotive Group keys to the game for New Mexico. Don't look ahead. We'll get into what exactly that means here in just a little bit. Convert your pens and use the home field advantage. And that home field advantage that they're talking about, obviously the perfect home record, but just comparing the elevation here between the two clubs, we sit at just under a mile in elevation right here at the Lab. And I don't think Orange County is that high up.
There's nothing like elevation as a coach, and you're not going to feel it right now. I mean, you lose your breath a little bit when you first start, but it's the end of the game where it's really a huge advantage to the teams that get to play at high elevation, and that's what I think will be, the telling sign for OC how they act at the end of the game.
It's going to give us time to have a look at our Ben Sherman Law injury report. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help. Christian Nava is still out for New Mexico as he's expected to be out long-term. And the injury report for Orange County, we don't quite have the graphic for it, but just going based off of what the team tweeted out about half an hour ago, Among, Asensio, Kasipli, Fox, Alaski, Nakim, Partita, and Powers all listed on the injury report for Orange County.
That's a full team. That's when you need to look a little bit at what your physio is doing and take a second look at preparation. That's a lot of guys out. You never want to see that for any team.
Nicoletto looking to spring Astorga forward here. It's back to Astorga, the El Paso native. Pedro Astorga made his way through the New Mexico United U23 system. He's looking for Bruce there. That one headed away by Miles. Zuback, flag stays down. Marked by the Texan Talon Maples. Maples called for the foul. Just 5 minutes in here. This is a look at current conditions. 90 degrees. It was a warm one here today, Coach. And, you know, you take into account all of the moisture that we've been getting here over the past week or so. It has been very humid lately.
Very humid, which is not something you're normally going to say in Albuquerque. But we've been getting some rain, which I know we all appreciate. But I'm sure the players right now don't, because you add the heat and the humidity and the elevation. It just creates for a difficult playing situation. But it's a beautiful night in Albuquerque, blue skies, and a soccer game. There's nothing better than that.
Yes, slated to be just a tremendous night here. Expecting a crowd of around 12,000 this evening here at the Lab. Just incredible to see the black and yellow faithful continue to turn up week after week. Is Orange County here with an early free kick, and that one made its way to the back. That was Dunbar. Just couldn't redirect it.
Yeah, a little overhit by Dunbar. And speaking of what you're saying, Tyler, I mean, it just shows you the impact that this team has had on this community. 12,000 people at a USL game, it's special. And I think New Mexico United is they've invested in the community, and community's invested back in them. And when you get some wins, it just makes it all that much better. But it's a special place to be, and you see these players just really enjoy being here.
That's a great look there at the Greek god of saves. That's Alex Tambakis. He is the all-time league leader in saves after his 3-save performance last weekend against San Antonio. Coming into tonight, 575 career saves. That is incredible.
It's incredible, and it's not just the saves, but it's his presence on the field. He's tall, he's confident, he's comfortable. He demands a lot from the players around him. And, I mean, all those qualities in a goalkeeper is exactly what you're looking for. He's just been a really unique part of this program.
You know, and you think about the time when he came in, he was a late addition right before the season started in 2021 following the departure of Cody Mizell, who was also just an iconic figure for this club, especially in 2019, that first season. But Tambakis, he came in with big shoes to fill, and he's more than done so.
More than done so. And to fill the shoes of Cody Mizell and what he meant to the community and also what he did on the field is no small task, but he did it seamlessly. And I mean, Cody Mizell goes to play in MLS. Like, that's exactly what you want for players, is to find that next level. So Tambakis has been, a staple for this program.
So this one going to go all the way back to Shuttler. That's going to give us time for this 5:29 game update brought to you by the Education Plan. That's New Mexico State-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. Just so much going on at this time of year. There's some other games going on here in the championship, also in League One. It's a Wednesday, day before the 4th of July celebrations. Here's Reyes looking to play this one in, finds Micheletto. And Micheletto just sends this one high. But promising look there from New Mexico here just 9 minutes in.
One of the things that's special about Micheletto is his ability to strike a ball with no run-up. He can strike a ball flat just directly under his feet, and you see that when he's a great distributor of the ball in the midfield, but same thing there. He can take a touch that's right underneath him and still create some power. That one just rose up a little bit, but very, very good at striking the ball.
Replays tonight brought to you by TLC Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Defend your home with TLC's service experts. It's Colin Shuttler, the 25-year-old. This one headed back to Alex Tambakis. Orange County could be on to something here. Zubak. And, just one too many touches there for the Orange County number 9.
One too many touches, and Astorga gave that up, but his quality of run to get back on it was what saved the goal there. So really good work from Astorga to make up for his mistake.
And New Mexico, they've been persistent in playing out of the back quite a bit this season, but you can see some of the opportunities that it can lead to, and that is Eric Quill football at its finest. Here's Flanagan, sends a cross in, and he was looking for Micheletto at the back post, and Marco Micheletto finding himself in the action here early.
He comes from these deep lying positions, and it makes it difficult to find him in the box because he's not technically a forward because he's coming from a little bit deeper. So I think he does a really good job of reading the play and then adjusting his runs based on service.
Marco Micheletto has got just one goal on the season, but his impact is so much more than goals scored. He's pulling the strings constantly in the midfield. He leads the team in chances created. Has a couple of assists on the season. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan. And he goes side netting.
I think you talk about a player like Micheletto, and it's what makes soccer interesting because stats don't define your impact. And in most sports, basketball and football and some of these things, you can say how good a player is based on their stats. And in soccer, you can't. You have a player like him who's just kind of the maestro. Like, he sits in there, he demands the ball, he makes for other people, and those stats don't show up on paper, but he's been an absolute game changer for New Mexico United this season, I think.
Yeah, he's been absolutely tremendous, and he and Eric Quill worked together in the Columbus Crew system where Micheletto played there the last couple of seasons. He was actually the captain of that Crew 2 side. So we've got a couple of score updates there for you in the top left corner. Got a big game coming up here later this evening as New Mexico look to continue holding off Sacramento Republic for that first place spot in the Western Conference.
Some new names up top this season. There's a little bit of a shift in some of the big dogs, which I think is something that makes the USL so special, is that it's not just the same teams over and over, but that part's been exciting this year. You just don't know which team is going to step up and play on what night.
It's been incredible, and I'm sure we'll have a look at the standings here a little bit later, but the Western Conference is starting to get very interesting, and we're about at that midway point of the season so far where most teams have played between 16 to maybe 18 matches, and so you're starting to see who teams really are. You really are, yeah. It takes a little bit to find your identity, and you're going to win and lose some games that you probably shouldn't have because you just don't have the chemistry right yet, but now they do. They know who they are. They know what players can do. Coaches start to figure out, what players will do things at certain times of games, and you really do have your identity. So for a team like Orange County, they're at this point in the season where you have to redefine it a little bit. If you want to be good, who's going to change something? You can't keep doing the same thing and finding the same results. Offside flag goes up there on Orange County. That's going to be a Fiesta Auto free kick here for New Mexico. Our officials here tonight are center official Thomas Snyder. Our ARs on the sides, we've got Jennifer Garner and Clarence Clark. And our fourth official tonight is Mario Garcia. A special shout out for Jennifer Garner. I think it's really cool when women are doing men's games. So congratulations to her for running a USL game. And I think that it just continues to speak about the growth of the game in our country. You see it more and more, but it shouldn't be about gender. It should be about quality. And it takes people like that to do a really good job and change the perception. Here's Sorto as his cross blocked by Astorga. And this is going to bring a corner kick here for Orange County. First corner of the evening. That's a great look there at Jennifer Garner. A tremendous opportunity here this evening.
Yeah, I think I just recently saw, too, a female coach joining the switchback staff, Jen Grubb, who's a former national team player. I saw that on social media, so it could be false, but I hope it's not. She's been in the game a long time. She'd be a great addition.
Sorto corner kick got to Dunbar, but it didn't go any further than that. And that's a cynical foul there, and we're going to see the first yellow card of the evening.
It's a really smart foul, a professional foul. You know you're going to get beat. You know they're on a breakaway. You grab a jersey, you take someone down, and you prevent that from happening. And it's just a tactical foul. You'll take a yellow card over a goal any day of the week.
So 15-minute yellow card issued to Ashish Chata. He actually picked up a yellow card last match as well. He was the first Orange County player to get booked against Roots. 32 minutes in.
More and more of the crowd is rolling in. You can start to hear them. Huge crowd tonight. Pretty special to see all the black and yellow filling up the stands.
Yeah, massive night here. It's from what we've been told, it's potentially going to be the largest crowd of the season so far for New Mexico.
I hope so. They deserve it. This team deserves to have a bunch of people come watch them. They've been special all season, and they just play with this excitement and passion, and they're a joy to watch. So I hope these fans love it. I hope they come back, and we just keep growing the game in our incredible state.
Gloucester was trying to thread the needle there to Daniel Bruce, but great defensive play by Jameson, the young starlet. So 16th minute. What have you seen so far, Coach?
It's interesting. I mean, I think a lot of teams lately have been backing off of New Mexico United. I think they give them a lot of respect in their build-up, and they're trying to prevent that kind of through ball that they've been so dangerous on. Orange County's not. They're pushing numbers. They're kind of playing in that 4-4-2 diamond and pressing high. They're going to take their chances, and we'll see how that works. But it's a different approach than some of the teams that have been playing United recently. As the game goes on, you start to figure out where you're good and where you need to work, and really good teams do that quickly on the field, and they don't require a coach to talk about it. They get a feel for the game and they start to expose it. But this is where Orange County is getting a little bit of trouble, is in the wide players, the left and right back for New Mexico United playing big. They're having a hard time covering that ground in their diamond.
Here's Gloucester.
Yeah, you can see it there again. That's the player that they're just losing a little bit, with some great movement from United.
What a ball to Astorga. The attack is on for New Mexico now. Here's Reyes. Just inside the box. Nicoletto finds Gloucester. Cross goes in. Great goalkeeping there from Colin Shuttler.
Yeah, and brilliant build-up from United. Patient, smart, getting numbers forward, occupying different spaces. You're making Orange County make decisions on who they have to defend. It's not easy to do.
Colin Shuttler making his 15th appearance here this evening. 14th appearance this evening. Now, usually when you look at a goalkeeper statistics, you don't usually look at the goals category, but Colin Shuttler does have a goal scored this season. It was back on opening night. It's an incredible goal. Go back and watch that if you haven't yet. Just the third goalkeeper to score in league history.
That's just so cool. Shout out to Colin for that one. That's pretty special if you get forward and actually get one.
Zico threads this one through, finds Astorga. Tried to cut it back for Nicoletto. He's dealt with by Chata. She's Chata. Yellow card just a few minutes ago. The Fremont, California native. His second season with the club. 24 appearances across all comps last year. Zubak really good at winning those aerial duels.
He's a back-to-goal player, and when you have a player like that who can post up and combine with players underneath, you need special players underneath, and he keeps trying to find them, and that connection's missing a little bit so far. But if they get that right, that's where they're going to be able to break New Mexico United down a little bit. But you see right now, like, Orange County's not taking a huge attacking shape. There's not a lot of width, and I think part of that is a respect for New Mexico United. They know this team has been scoring a lot of goals. They're afraid of the counterattack, but I think as the game goes on, they're going to have to find a little bit more space if they want to exploit them.
Orange County draw the foul. It's going to be a free kick coming up. Tried to take it quickly, but it's going to be called back. Now, for those that are watching and wondering what exactly is going on, no, they're not cheering for the throw-in from Chris Gloucester. This is actually a tradition that takes place at every New Mexico United home match. It's called the Magic Minute. It starts at the 19-minute, 12-second mark, and that's to signify when New Mexico was recognized as a state, and they'll cheer until the 20-minute and 18-second mark, and that is to signify when New Mexico United were announced as a club. Now, that's a tradition that started way back in 2019, the club's first season. It was brought about by the first head coach and technical director, Troy Lesane, current DC United gaffer. They're actually playing right now, I believe, against FC Cincinnati.
I believe they are, and he's... Man, that team is fun to watch. They're not quite getting the results I know Troy wants, but they're fun to watch. And I think one of the things that makes Troy special is just his building of culture, and you can see that in the players he has right now. So I hope they continue to find wins for him.
Well, and you look at the DC United sideline, and it continues to turn from red and black to black and yellow as he's got Zach Prince, who, of course, was the assistant coach, then took over the head coaching duty once Troy Lesane departed. They've got Cody Mizell on staff as the goalkeeper coach, and recently, just a few days ago, former New Mexico United player Austin Yearwood also announcing that he's working for the club in a scouting role. And so the ties running deep between the two United clubs.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about Austin, but I'm not surprised at all. I mean, just hearing you saying that he's going to be in a scouting role, it makes complete sense to me. He's a good eye for the game, smart player, a really nice guy to be around, so congratulations to him for finding that job.
Here's a look at the corner kick being won here by Astorga. It was Ryan Flood dealing with it. It's going to bring us our first Topo Chico Hard Seltzer corner kick. Hello, crisp, refreshing taste. Hello, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. It's Micheletto. Micheletto. Is it to Reyes? And he just sends it wide.
Yeah, that's a corner. I'm not sure that's one they drew up. I think that's two smart players identifying there's a little bit of space in the field and exploiting it. Great ball, really good run. Close to getting a quality finish there.
And for Jacobo Reyes, getting the start tonight, it's been a while since he's seen some playing time. Hasn't played since the match against Monterey Bay.
Again, I mean, it's a blessing of a quality bench. I mean, he's a great player, and every time he does come in, he's technical and smart, and he does some things that I think the fans enjoy, and it'll be fun to see him get more minutes tonight and try and earn, a little bit more minutes moving forward. But he's a fun player to watch. Great creativity.
Making his 10th appearance so far here this season, this evening. Scored versus El Paso, also scored in the U.S. Open Cup tie against Real Salt Lake as well, right here at the lab. Those are two pretty big clubs to score against if you're a New Mexico United player.
Yeah, if you're going to score some goals, those are the ones you want to score against.
Flood with the throw in here for Zubak. He goes down, no call from the official. So it's going to fall to the captain, Scott.
New Mexico United does a really good job of committing a lot of numbers in the way that they press. And I think that's disrupting Orange County right now. And the only way they're going to find success is to play out of that and find the weak sides. Like, that's where the open space is. But they make it difficult to do because there's such quality pressure on the ball. It's consistent.
Here's the captain, Kyle Scott. Scored once so far this season in his third year with the club. Prior to joining Orange County, spent some time with FC Cincinnati.
Really good touch there from him to break pressure.
Looking to connect with Flood here, and he does. Astorga defending. Finds Dunbar. Dunbar sends this one right into the waiting arms of Alex Tambakis.
Dangerous, dangerous. I think there actually may have been a block on the cross, but it fell directly to Orange County in a dangerous spot.
There's another look at our TLC replay. Ball struck well from Dunbar there. Fans, the competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots SC on Sunday, July 21st, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on August 3rd, at 4 p.m. Eastern, you can watch. Oh, what a big save there from Shuttler. It falls to Bruce here, finds Reyes. We'll tell you about the summer of soccer on CBS here in just a moment as New Mexico again continuing to ask the questions here early. Looking for Bruce.
I think Daniel Bruce probably wants that first one back. I think he thought that the continued run was with him, and it was, and potentially he may have been better off taking his own shot there. Maybe too unselfish.
New Mexico, they have done very well to get forward here through the first 27 minutes, and you got to feel like a goal is imminent here in the first half.
It does feel like one's coming, yeah. There's a bunch of quality chances, and it's just now that final pass to allow them to settle.
Sorto. Chata. As I was saying, August 3rd, 4 p.m. Eastern, Detroit City hosting Rhode Island for the first time. USL Summer of Soccer on the CBS network. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the halftime break. There's a few matches we're keeping an eye on during that stretch. As Flanagan goes down, no whistle from the official. So New Mexico get it back. Micheletto, he goes down, draws the foul.
Your attention, fans, will Isaiah Martin Holmes. Isaiah Martin Holmes, please report to C&M Guest Services on the concourse.
Tony Herbert. Came to New Mexico from FC Haka. That's the Finnish First Division. 32 appearances for his previous club. Now making his 13th appearance for New Mexico, and he wasn't somebody who was expected to play as many minutes this season coming in when it started, but he has stepped up due to some injuries, and he's been great.
He's been great, and he's been a player that just consistently does the dirty work. Like he just makes sure that he does his job. You're never going to question his effort, and those are the kind of players, to your point, when you get the chance, they take it because they're ready, they're prepared, and they've done the work to give them the confidence to be successful.
There's been some injuries with Kalen Ryden, with William Seymour, who were the center back pairing last season, really the last couple of seasons. And you talk about two guys in Kalen and Will who were real pillars in the 11.
Absolute pillars. And, you say before the season you lose those two guys, you don't think you're going to have the season you have right now. And that's a testament to Coach Quill and the entire team that you can lose players of that impact and keep the ball rolling.
Seymour had a contract extension announced back in February of this year. He's only so far gotten up to 6 appearances on the season. Here's Bailey as he thinks he has Shuttler off his line, and Bailey was not far off as Gloucester is still down and looks to be under some pain.
Great recognition from Bailey to see him off his line and take a chance there. He almost found it.
Zico Bailey, the Philippine national team player. Had a short stint with them just a few weeks ago in World Cup qualifying. It's going to bring us, looks like, to maybe a little bit of a hydration break. So we're going to get another look at this tackle on Gloucester, and ouch. Gloucester up on his feet. He's walking away now. So a little bit of a hydration break here. Tyler Ortega, Heather Dyke here on the call. Thank you guys for tuning in wherever you're watching, however you're watching, whether you're watching on ESPN Plus around the country, if you're one of the members of the County Line Coalition watching out in sunny Southern California, or if you're watching a little bit later on KOAT Channel 7. Appreciate you for tuning in. There's a score update there for you once again, as our eyes are actually on the game that's starting a little bit later this evening between Sacramento Republic and Las Vegas Lights. So New Mexico looking to stay out ahead of Sac Republic. Coming into tonight, the black and yellow 3 points ahead with a game in hand.
A tale of two seasons, because last year we were seeing a little bit more similar to where Orange County is right now, where you knew you had the quality, but you're fighting to get into the playoff. And these guys have really won some games this year that have made them special. They deserve to be in first place, and I think, if they keep that rolling, there's no telling how far they can go, which is exciting as a fan.
Wow, and there you can see just how jumbled up the West is. 21 points, Orange County sitting there in 9th. We got a good look at 1 through 6 there, and so a win could really do them some good here this evening.
Yeah, really good. And you also look at that and you see Phoenix below the line, which is just something we're not used to seeing. There's some disparity in the everywhere this year, and that's what makes the USL special. It's any given night, any team can win, which is exactly what you want to see as a fan. You want good games, you want quality opponents, and you want to cheer your team on to the victory.
Yeah, Phoenix not having the season they desired, coming in as defending champions. Of course, New Mexico actually played them there earlier this season, walked out with a big 1-0 win in the Valley.
Yeah, huge win, and a win against them, and a win against San Antonio, and some of these programs that you're hearing a lot of whispers about them becoming MLS. And New Mexico United deserves to be in that conversation with the crowd, the results. You hope that they continue to grow.
And just last thing on Phoenix here, who knew that the leash would be so short for Danny Stone as he was relieved of his duties last week, and you just hate to see something like that happen just so early for a young coach.
Yeah, you hate to see it, and no, it rolls it out there. Danny's a player, a coach who actually has some ties here in New Mexico too. I mean, he's been involved with a local club here, and really good guy, but he's a coach that will land on his feet. And when you go and you coach in the pro game or you coach at high-level college, you understand that that's part of it. And sometimes it seems unfair. There's been a lot of disparity in the National Women's Soccer League. There's been a lot of disparity in the MLS, and it's part of it. Whether you think it's fair or not, you kind of take that on when you take those jobs. So wishing Danny all the best. I know he'll find another place where he can contribute.
34 minutes here at the Lab. It's the 4th of July celebration between New Mexico United and Orange County SC. This is the 7th meeting between these two sides. The points so far have been evenly shared. 2-2-2 each team's record here in this series. And if you're curious about what it looks like here at the Lab, they've met 3 times. And the record is 1-1-1.
There you go. So tonight, someone's going to take an advantage.
Jameson. His touch goes awry, finds the feet of Nanan Hosu, the Ivory Coast native. Hosu was acquired via transfer from Loudoun back in February. You don't see that all too often in the USL Championship, and so Eric Quill must have thought the world of Hosu. New Mexico United went out and acquired him.
Well, I will say, from my opinion, Eric Quill was right, because Hosu's been, man, he's just a great player to watch. There's not a lot he can't do, and he does it with his composure, and he's just a special addition.
Yeah, he's a player that came in to start the season, didn't really find himself in the 11, was in the 18 a few times, but once he got that spot in the 11, he has not relinquished it.
Yeah, he's a gamer. No, you're going to have to take it from him if you want it, but he's difficult. You look at him, and if you're trying to scout against New Mexico United, I don't know what you do to stop him. He's got great speed. He's technically gifted. He has good vision, and he can beat you in multiple ways. And when you put that into a midfield player, they become really difficult to try and defend, and I think you pair him with Micheletto and Bailey, and there's a lot of weapons there in the midfield for United, and they're so different in their own special way.
Speaking of Micheletto, that was him making the run. That ball over the top. It's going to be a goal kick here for Shuttler. Fans, you can tune into ESPN2 for USL Summer of Soccer Showdown between Championship Eastern Conference rivals. We've got Charleston Battery and Golden Boot leader Nick Markanek taking on Birmingham Legion FC with their dual scoring threats, Enzo Martinez and Tyler Pasher. Check that out this Friday, July 5th. Catch that at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's on ESPN2. Love seeing the league being put up on ESPN2. I know there's some games going on CBS Sports Network tonight. There's a League One game on CBS Sports Network tonight. Shout out to the Richmond Kickers and Forward Madison doing battle there this evening in front of a packed house out there up in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, you have to love it. You have to love it. And it's well-deserved. I mean, the USL is such a special league. It's a league where I think the fans feel really connected to the players. There's no big disconnect where you get sometimes in these, higher-level leagues. And I think because of that, there's a passion for it, and people really care how their team does. And I love seeing that broadcast. And, the more soccer on TV, the better for everybody, in my opinion. Summer of soccer, no doubt about it. And you can't turn on the TV right now without getting a quality game. So great that the USL is a part of it.
A couple of major world tournaments going on right now that have been a lot of fun to watch. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of the U.S. men's national team, that didn't quite go according to plan.
Did not. Would have loved to see them, especially with, U.S. hosting Copa America, advance a little bit. But soccer can be a brutal game, and a couple of decisions by players and a couple of decisions that cost you the opportunity. So hopefully those guys learn a great lesson from it. I mean, they have, a World Cup here in the U.S. again coming up soon, and there's the ability there and the talent there for them to be special, and that would be great for our country.
Gloucester looks to be okay after picking up a knock earlier. Received some treatment from Carlos Olivas, the director of sports medicine, or as they would call him at the Euros, the physio.
The physio, yep.
Played out just ahead of Zico, and so a throw in here for New Mexico.
In addition to that, you have the Euros, which has been incredibly fun to watch. You have the Olympics coming up, which is going to be, another great soccer event, including every other sport. The NWSL has been quality this year. It's just been so fun to, if you do have a minute, to sit down and you can actually find the game you love on TV.
Closing in on 40 minutes gone by here at the lab. Now, New Mexico, they would love to get out of it, get out ahead of it. They have left it late. Their last two matches here at the lab, both of them 1-0 wins, beating Hartford Athletic by way of a Daniel Bruce late goal back on June 8th. And then, as we mentioned, Talon Maples with the second half stoppage time penalty to dispatch switchbacks last time we were out here. And so that perfect home record, when you look at it, it's been filled with some big wins, with some real gritty wins.
who cares? If you're a coach and you find a win, who cares? If it's ugly, if it's pretty, if it's late, if it's early, if it's dominant, I mean, anything. Like, you just want to find a way to win. And once you find that confidence, your players start to believe. And I think in those moments late in the game, New Mexico United's going, we're better than them. We can do this. And I think last year, that wasn't the case. They were kind of going, oh, God, I hope we don't lose this. And you see that confidence and you see that willingness to get forward and take chances. And that's what special teams need to do if you want to win a championship. So it's great to see New Mexico United win games, but win games in multiple ways. It's not one player. It's not one time of the game. Like, if you're going to stop them, you're going to have to figure out a lot of different things, and that makes them special, makes them different.
And some big matches on the horizon for New Mexico United now. They were scheduled to play against Sac Republic on July 6th. That would have been this Saturday right here at the Lab. However, that match was rescheduled to later in September. Now, you're probably asking, why would they reschedule that match? Well, New Mexico and Sacramento Republic both in the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals that are going to be coming up a week from today. The black and yellow will be taking on the black and gold of LAFC out at BMO Stadium. We're going to be there, Heather. It's going to be an incredible match. And what better time than now for New Mexico United?
What better time than now? And what a great thing that what a great reason to cancel a game, that both teams are competing in the U.S. Open Cup. I mean, that's what you want. And I think it's a huge testament to both of those programs and also to the U.S. Open Cup. And there's a lot of controversy about that, but these are the things that matter, that you get the opportunity to beat the big dogs. And to go into L.A. and represent New Mexico, man, there's nothing better than that.
We heard New Mexico United owner and CEO Peter Trevisani. As this one falls to Reyes, it's blocked. Gloucester now, and it's cleared away. Heard Peter Trevisani earlier saying that they expect there to be about 500 New Mexico United fans out in L.A. on a Wednesday for the U.S. Open Cup.
Yep, and my guess is Sacramento Republic will have something similar, and all these teams that get this opportunity to do that, it's just special. I mean, it's the same thing in England when they play their cup, and when the smaller teams get the chance to knock down the big dogs, like, there's just something so cool about that. So I know the fans will show up. I know they'll represent New Mexico, and no matter what happens, they'll be proud of this group. But I think they have a shot.
It's going to be a ton of fun, and New Mexico, they're a club that have traditionally fared well in the Open Cup. You look at some results from last season. They went on to play at Austin FC, where they fortunately lost that one, but already made the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals back in 2019, beating a couple of MLS sides along the way. And so just looking to continue to build on that story there. Is Mexico able to force the turnover. Gloucester now plays this forward for Reyes. Reyes decides to wait for a little bit of help. Great ball to the overlapping run of Gloucester, looking for Bruce, and it escapes Bruce and also Astorga.
Oh man, it's a game of inches. That was a perfect example of it. But if you watch Daniel Bruce's movement, the minute they won the ball there, he was very patient in his build-up, and he disappears into the blind side in between both center defenders, which means neither one of them is going to account for him. So if one of them comes to him, it leaves Astorga open on the back line, and really smart movement by Bruce there to create an opportunity.
And Bruce just saw the replay on the Jumbotron and caused him to put two hands behind his head.
Again. 1 inch taller, I think he has a goal there.
Daniel Bruce, the all-time leader in appearances for New Mexico United. Tonight, he's making his 127th league appearance. He's also got 11 Open Cup appearances to go along with that. Here's the captain, Scott. As that one poked away by the combination of Hosu and Micheletto. New Mexico now looking to break. Here's Jamison. Bryce Jamison, just 18 years old. Maples clears that one away, and here comes Reyes and Bruce once again. Micheletto making a lung-busting run on the far side. And what a defensive play from Ryan Flood.
Equal lung-busting run from Ryan Flood to get back on that, because he was beat.
Ryan Flood joined Orange County on loan from Phoenix Rising, the 25-year-old. Tambakis comes off his line. Zubak waiting for some help and instead turns the ball over.
Yeah, Zubak's going to want that one back. You make that kind of run and take that touch away from pressure. You don't want that ball to float away from your teammate.
Nicoletto looking to ping this one forward for Astorga, and that one just goes long for the El Paso native.
It's kind of a game of transition here these last couple minutes. I mean, both teams getting some opportunities on the other team's mistake, and that happens at the end of half. That happens at the end of games where teams kind of lack their structure a little bit. So both teams right now need to take a deep breath and kind of make sure that they get their countermeasures right.
New Mexico Pinon coffee stoppage time in the first half.
45 minutes gone by. That's going to see us into 2 minutes of New Mexico Pinon coffee stoppage time, celebrating 30 years of great coffee since '94.
You know, I know there's a lot of first-time fans that are out for the game tonight, and I hope you come again. I hope you come and see what a special atmosphere this is and get to be a part of the New Mexico United Nation, and keep coming because it's pretty special when this many people show up for a game.
Foul called there on Jacobo Reyes. Reyes has really been in the action here this evening. He's taken 3 shots so far. That's the most out of any player out there tonight.
Yeah, he's kind of sitting in that pocket, you know, in transition, and I think he's not only taking shots, but he's creating them for others. And he seems to be the outlet when New Mexico United wins it. And then you see, you know, Bruce and Nicoletto kind of making the run. So smart counterattack by New Mexico United.
Seeing the center back, Chavez, join the attack here. Yeah. Last minute here of first half stoppage time. So throw in here for Orange County. There's Flood once again. That'll be a goal kick here for Tambakis. Tambakis won't even get a chance to drive it long, as that is the end of the first 45 here at the Lab. We are scoreless between New Mexico United and Orange County. Your halftime score brought to you by First Financial Credit Union. Coach, give us a quick breakdown of what you saw in that first half.
You know, I don't think you watch that half and think one of these teams could be first and one of these teams out of playoff contention. It was a good battle and certainly some more quality chances for United, but I think at the end of the game there you started to see, or into the half there, you started to see Orange County starting to knock and starting to create some opportunities. So I love this part of it. I love this part of it as a coach when you get to go in and hopefully impact and play the chess match and come back out and try and find a way to win it.
It's the 4th of July celebration here at the Lab. We're scoreless at halftime. We'll step aside. We'll be back with some halftime action right here on ESPN+.
I was born in Farmington, New Mexico, and learned to fish here on the San Juan. Watching the seasons, the bugs, and the trout. Lunker Alley, Simone Canyon, Lower Flats, and Texas Hold'em. This place is world famous, and for good reason.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I said the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm Tulip. Bitch said that I be the hottest, improving. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. Went on 3, 1, 2, 3. I tell the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm tooling. Bitch said that I be the hottest improving. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it.
Halftime here at the Lab. 12,000 fans on hand here tonight for this matchup between New Mexico United and Orange County Soccer Club. Tyler Ortega here alongside Heather Dyke, and we're scoreless through the first 45. Let's go ahead and get into some of our halftime programming. Starting off first with the USL Summer of Soccer. So many good games here that are scheduled to come up. We're going to be keeping an eye on 3 of them in particular. On July 21st, it's Oakland Roots and Sacramento Republic. You're going to find that to be a common theme as we've been talking about keeping an eye on Sac Republic all evening long. This NorCal rivalry between these two clubs taking center stage on CBS Network Television. Sac looking to avenge the narrow 3-2 loss at home to Oakland last time they faced off this season just a few weeks ago. The other match that we're keeping an eye on here, August 3rd, it's Detroit City FC taking on newcomers Rhode Island FC. These are two sides with really exciting stadium projects looking to build on their momentum in the Eastern Conference this season. Detroit hosting a first-year expansion side, Rhode Island. We all know the reputation that Le Rouge matches have up there at Keyworth. It's such a historic stadium. It's a thrill for fans. Big challenge for opponents. And the final match that we're keeping an eye on here for this USL Championship Summer of Soccer, August 3rd as well, Sac Republic hosting Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Top 2 sides in the East and the West last season face off interconference clash with perennial powerhouse Sac Republic hosting Pittsburgh Riverhounds. On to the upcoming schedules here. We've already been giving you the score updates from earlier. As we mentioned, we've got Sac in Las Vegas doing battle later. There's a 4th of July showdown taking place tomorrow. It's a Western Conference battle between FC Tulsa and Switchbacks. Make sure to check that out. Former New Mexico United player Alexi Sawahi has been playing for FC Tulsa lately. Got Eastern Conference battle on Friday, July 5th. That was one that we mentioned earlier on ESPN2, Charleston Battery and Birmingham Legion. And then also on Friday on ESPN Plus, Rhode Island taking on Indy 11. On to our standings here. Now, Coach, this is something that we touched on, but just look at the points disparity here from 9th all the way up to 4th. You've only got 4 points separating those 5 sides.
Yeah, and you can see that on the field tonight. I mean, even the disparity between United and Orange County, it doesn't look that way when you watch the game. You have 2 talented teams, and I think you have one playing with a little bit more confidence and finding a few more opportunities. But all it takes is one big win to light that fire and to kind of change a season. And you know that's what Orange County is hoping to find tonight.
And for Orange County, sitting on 16 games played, you can see they can make up some ground, even if they're able to get a point out of this one here tonight. A look at the Eastern Conference now. This, Louisville City are just absolutely running away with it this season. They are by far out ahead with the most points, and you see Charleston Battery in the 11, Tampa Bay, some of the usual suspects. But then, as you said, Coach, as you get a little further down, it's see some new faces: Loudoun, North Carolina, Rhode Island, right outside the playoff picture.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, I think those top 3-4 teams are always sort of there. And the Detroit City is kind of on a roll this year. It's fun to see them, and you see their fans and their excitement and passion, and I think those things bleed into players. When you play in an area where the fans give you that kind of support, and you see that with Louisville, you see that with United, and that's exactly what you want for the league. So love the disparity.
Before we get out of here, a quick look at our Week 17 USL Championship Team of the Week. That's your player of the week. It's MD Myers. You can see Zach Duncan from Memphis 901. His teammate Carson Vom Steeg also getting the nod. Their teammate Akeem Ward also getting the nod. And in goal, it's Hugo Faroux, and your coach of the week, Ryan Martin from Loudoun. So halftime here at the Lab, scoreless between New Mexico United and Orange County SC on this 4th of July celebration. We'll be back with highlights and first half stats.
New flavors, the same traditions. Be the guest of honor more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
Right now, the first time. Oh! Wow! It's Marquez! What a stunner ever!
Back pulled it in! Birmingham have an equalizer in second half stoppage time.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Everybody left alive, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
It is halftime here at the Lab between New Mexico United and Orange County SC. No goals in the first 45, but that's no problem. It was an exciting match, as we're about to see on these first half highlights, brought to you by Ferguson and Associates. We're here for you, and we're here to win, and started off here with an early chance from A.O. Flanagan.
Yeah, a lot of early chances for United, and I think they just kind of missed that final piece, but it's coming. You kind of feel the energy coming for United here.
And here's Micheletto finding Reyes on that corner there. As Reyes, you called it, Coach. You don't think that was one that was necessarily drawn up that way?
You know, you never know, and I'm sure if I was the coach, I'd pretend it was mine. But it looked to me like two smart players identifying space and taking a chance, which is even a higher level of coaching, in my opinion. The players have the freedom to know that they can do that.
The league leader all-time in saves adds another one to the tally there off of this shot from Dunbar's. That one really no trouble for Alex Tambakis.
No, nothing that made him look uncomfortable in that first half, and you know, I'm sure that's going to be something that they talk about. If they do get a chance, it needs to be a quality chance because they're not coming very often.
Now, Jacobo Reyes, we mentioned towards the end of that first half, he had taken 3 shots. This was a great opportunity. Then Bruce squares it over to him, and Reyes just not on the same page.
Yeah, just not on the same page. And to your point earlier, I mean, those two guys have not played a ton of minutes together, and some of that just comes from a chemistry of playing together.
Reyes, he's been out of the side. He actually hasn't played in just over a month. It was June 2nd, his most recent appearance, and so you look at the shift he put in that first half, and you have to be pleased if you're Eric Quill. And this, we see another excellent opportunity. Gloucester looking to link up there with Daniel Bruce.
Yeah, and a lot of these opportunities you're seeing, I mean, there's really free players in the box. And I know that's going to be something that Orange County wants to adjust. Like, how do you prevent those breakaways? How do you make sure that you're a little bit tighter on the crosses? And they're too open, and they're going to put one of those away.
Quick look at the halftime stats here. What do these numbers tell you, Coach?
I mean, it tells me exactly what the eye told us. Like, there's a little bit of a domination from United. I think the only time that Orange County was really dangerous was when United gave the ball away, trying to build out a little bit or trying to dribble out of the back, and I think that's what impacted their XG. They won the ball in good places, which gave them an opportunity to create quality shots, but it didn't feel that way as a fan.
These two, I feel like this match is not going to end scoreless. Just based on the amount of activity we saw in that first half. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with the second 45 from right here at Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Win on 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
I told the guy and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm tooling. Bitch said that I be the hottest in
This dance was born here. It became the legacy of my family. 6 hoops, many forms. Eagle, butterfly, water serpent, Mother Earth. When I dance, it brings me home.
Back here at the lab, Tyler Ortega alongside University of New Mexico women's soccer head coach Heather Dyke. And coach, this one, it's been a lot of fun. I reckon we're in for a little bit more fun here with this second half about to get underway.
Oh, I can't wait for this half. I think you're going to see a goal, to your point. I think we're going to see multiple goals. But I think you see two teams that are willing to take chances and put numbers forward. And the weather's perfect. The sun's not on the field anymore. They're going to have a little more energy. And you know, second half is coming.
It's the black and yellow, the black and orange doing battle here tonight. That is Alex Tambakis, league's all-time leader in saves. Just right off the bat, it's not how you want to start things off there. If you're Orange County, is Ashton Miles just boots that one out of play.
Yeah, I think you'd like to have that one back. I'm not quite sure that's the way they did it in training.
Nicoletto looking to find Flanagan. It's the Baltimore native. A.O. Flanagan cuts it back. Flanagan. Gloucester now. Reyes had one chance created in that first half. Nicoletto led all players as Hosu commits the foul.
This is the Fiesta Auto.
Nicoletto, 3 chances created in the first 45.
Yeah, and again, you talk about players that are kind of this fulcrum, or they're kind of the player that, you know, distributes for everybody else. And very beginning of the half here, he plays the ball out wide and starts a breakaway. He has, you know, eyes behind his head. He can just see everything, and he moves the ball so quickly. It's fun to watch him play.
So last time these two teams did battle here, April 29th of last season, it was a 3-1 win for New Mexico United. Greg Hurst with a brace that day. Sergio Rivas tacking on the third for New Mexico. And Josh Suggs with an own goal.
I remember the game. Yeah, it was a fun one again. And these two teams, like, it's, you know, they both have a similar kind of flair to the way they play. They want to get forward. They want to create numbers up. And those teams are fun to watch. Neither one of them really sits in bunkers. That they're going to take chances.
First Fiesta Auto free kick of this second half. Thomas Snyder. Let's him go back just a little bit. So we saw the save that Alex Tambakis made off that volley from Dunbar in the first half. That was actually the last time Orange County took a shot. That was back in the 25th minute. Since then, it's been all the black and yellow. 5 consecutive shots taken by New Mexico since that point.
Yeah, you know, part of that is when you're a confident team and you're getting goals. I think you're a little bit more willing to take chances that people think you might not need to take. And these guys seem to be playing a little bit safe and waiting for the right opportunity, and you know, it doesn't lead to success.
Jameson with a heavy touch. Bryce Jameson in his 3rd season with the club. That's right, the 18-year-old is in his 3rd season with the club. Just a tremendous player, and what a bright future that's ahead of him. Goes back to Shuttler. Shot, he was booked early in this one. Picked up a 15th-minute yellow card. Bruce surrounded by orange kits. Somehow Micheletto able to come away with possession. Here's Reyes now. Some of these guys just so tidy in tight spaces.
Yeah, just the confidence to pull those balls out of those positions. I mean, that was...
Here's Flanagan. Trying to get down to the end line, play the cross in. He does, and it's an own goal! New Mexico strike first. 50 minutes in, Flanagan with the backflip, and the lab has erupted.
You know, you talk a lot about players when they get in those situations to make sure that they take that extra touch to get the ball to the end line. And what it does is it makes the goalkeeper commit. And I think in that situation, it's not necessarily the best cross in the world, but he's making the goalkeeper make a decision. And that extra touch to get to the end line and pull the ball back, create a goal for United there.
And what are the odds? We saw this on Saturday with Flanagan getting down, putting a shot in that was ultimately deflected for an own goal that was the opener for New Mexico. And here we see the second consecutive game. And unfortunately there for Orange County, it looks like Ashton Miles.
And most importantly, that backflip. That's an impressive backflip. Yeah, it's you know, when players cross from deeper positions, the defending team doesn't have to adjust their shape. They can face the ball, they can clear a ball easier. But when you take that extra touch, all of a sudden their orientation of their body's facing their own goal. So you increase the opportunity for things like that to happen. So just really, really well thought out from Flanagan to take that extra touch.
You know, and if you're Avion Flanagan, you've got to be wondering, when is my first goal coming? And unfortunately for him, he's had it twice now in back-to-back matches. As New Mexico looking to strike again. Here comes Flanagan. Is this it? And Flanagan just sends it wide. But he is a man on a mission here in the second half.
You almost called it, Tyler. You almost got the assist on that one.
I'll tell you, it usually doesn't happen that way. So own goal. You know what's funny is we were just talking about an own goal being scored here the last time these two teams played. It was Josh Suggs for New Mexico. As this one played into Bruce. And that shot saved by Shuttler. As Daniel Bruce looking for his fourth goal of the season.
You know, it's interesting too, talking about own goals. Like even in the Euros right now, you've seen 2 or 3 of them in big games, and the best players in the world. And it really does come from like the pace of a cross and getting to the right areas and causing people indecision, and that has changed in the game.
So Orange County this season, we'll get to that in just a second, as Micheletto drives this one low, and it was judged to have gone out.
No comment.
It's Orange County looking to break quickly here, but as I was saying, when they concede first this season, things have not gone well. We've only been able to recover 5 points from losing positions. They've won once, a couple of draws, 6 losses. One of the Orange County players is down, and that's the youngster Jameson. 12,000 here at the lab. I tell you, they don't care if he's 18 years old.
They do not care.
You know, just piggybacking off of what I was just saying, New Mexico on the flip side, when they score first, they've avoided defeat in their last 14 matches, all of those coming under Eric Quill.
That's an incredible stat both ways. I mean, both these teams now have Orange County with a mountain to climb, and United hoping to keep that streak alive. Ooh.
Off the corner flag. It's awarded to the visitors here. It's the El Salvadorian Christian Sorto has 3 caps for his country.
And if you're Orange County right now, you're looking for a response. Nobody wants to give up an own goal. Nobody wants to, be under pressure like that and have it go that way. But what's the response? Can you put numbers forward? Can you play with a little bit more energy? Can you put a hard tackle in? How do you respond when you go down? And that's how great teams fight their way back into a draw or fight their way back into a win. And I think these guys, having not had the season they want to, that's what they're going to look for here.
So we're hearing that there may potentially be a sub coming down the line here for Orange County. 55 minutes gone by here at the lab. It's an Ashton Miles own goal opening the scoring here this evening. Seeing the black and yellow into the lead. Second consecutive match that New Mexico have found themselves with an own goal to put themselves up to start. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan, still Flanagan, rattles the crossbar, does Flanagan. And he's getting closer and closer each time, Coach.
Closer and closer. But you're right. He definitely wants to get that first one under his name.
This is a Fiesta Auto free kick.
Evian Flanagan. As we get another look here. What a powerful shot.
Yeah, and just the willingness to face up your player and a little bit of magic on the ball and put that left foot on it. That was just a special play from him.
So New Mexico with 7 days in between matches after tonight. See a little bit of squad rotation this evening. You see Astorga getting the start in place of Abdi Mohammed, he started every match since joining the club back in May. Early May, that is. And you see Greg Hurst in the 18 tonight, potentially come off the bench, and see those two guys get a short run.
Yeah, and I think if you look historically at the team that ends up winning the USL, they have that. They have depth. They don't have to rely on the same players over and over and over again because the season is long, and you need to have players jump in and play a role. And that's been exciting to see for United tonight. Everyone that's in this game looks like they deserve to be there.
So that was the sub we were waiting on here. It's Christian Sorto being replaced by Ryan Dogman. Ryan Dogman, the Norwegian. Dogman in his second season with the club, making his 41st appearance for OC this evening. Chavez plays this one out, the former San Diego Loyal man. So Zico not able to keep that in play. There's A.O. Flanagan. He's been all over the place here in these first 13 minutes of the second half. Flood cuts it in. Flood has his pocket picked by Hosu. Nicoletto now looking to start the break. Here's Gloucester. Looking for Reyes. What a touch from Reyes. Cuts it back again. Has that headed away by Chavez.
Really good arrival from Hosu there, not letting him turn because they had a runner on the backside. So to arrive and put pressure on that ball and prevent that deep pass was smart by him.
Offside flag is up from Hosu. It's a good look there at Eric Quill and his staff. See Luke Sanford, the first assistant coach back there as well. That's Matthew Watson. It's the assistant coach, academy director for the club. His first season here in Albuquerque. So no match this weekend for New Mexico, but OC, they're headed back home. They're in action once again on Saturdays. They're going to be hosting Memphis 901 at the Champ. Kickoff 7 p.m. Pacific time. As that was a great opportunity there for Zubak. Found himself unmarked and just unable to put that one on frame.
Yeah, really good service, and kind of bent that into his head. And it almost looked like it got there too quickly, like Zubak wasn't set to finish. And, you know, you watch this game, and I think one of the things that's underrated about Tim Backus is his ability to play with his feet. Like, you see the big saves, and you see his size and his stature, but he's very comfortable playing out of the back, and he's very comfortable building, and I think that's something that allows Coach Quill to play the style that he wants to.
Anticipating a couple of subs here for New Mexico. I was just talking about these two guys getting a little bit of a rest. Abdi Mohammed and Greg Hurst both standing there near the fourth official, waiting to make their entrance into the match.
Really nice to have a lead and to have two really good starters coming off the bench that you know are just going to elevate the level of play.
So, unfortunately for Avion Flanagan, his night is going to end without an official goal to his name, but he's got to feel good about his contribution, causing the own goal there from Ashton Miles. He'll be replaced by Greg Hurst, and then we're going to see Chris Gloucester also step out, as he'll be replaced by Abdi Mohammed. And so Mohammed, Hurst coming in, going to get 30 minutes here tonight. You're going to see Gloucester head out after 60 minutes. These are three normal starters for New Mexico that you should probably anticipate seeing in the 11 come next Wednesday.
Absolutely. They have been there all season. And you know, to the credit to the three that just went off, they made a statement for themselves as well. I mean, you don't come to this game and watch any of these players play and think, you know, they look out of whack. This looks like players that are not starters. So kudos to those guys. When you get your chance, you want to take it. And I think, you know, especially Flanagan of that group made a statement tonight.
Oh, and here's the substitute, Greg Hurst, looking to come on and immediately start causing some problems. Now, Greg Hurst, he has been in fine form this season at 7 goals for the Scotsman so far. He scored 4 all of last season, Heather, and he appeared in every single match last year.
Yeah, and I think when you watch him play this season, he has a different role. Last season, they were kind of using him as more of a post-up player, and he was back to goal more often than he is this year. And I think where he's really special is playing in the pocket when you get a ball facing forward. And Coach Quill and his staff have found ways to get him the ball in those environments.
Looking for Reyes here was Zico, and Shuttler all over that. Chavez. Zubak. And Zubak, he hasn't seen a ton of the ball here this evening. Has had a couple of really good opportunities in front of goal.
You know, it's again, you kind of look at what are his strengths and can you put players around him that highlight those. And I think every time he gets it, people are leaving instead of getting underneath him and finding that little drop-off pass. And if you're smart, you let him post up and then you find the second ball. And that, to me, is where the disconnect is in the way that they're attacking. And then, you have the speed on the outside to put those through runners through, but it's kind of the up, they're missing the back.
Here's Dogman. He was looking for Zubak there. Zubak in the thumbs up. Zubak, he's a player that comes in with plenty of MLS and MLS Next Pro experience. Played with Nashville for a couple seasons. Started his time off in Major League Soccer with LA Galaxy.
You get the feeling with Zubak that if he gets his chance, he's going to put it away. And he kind of is quiet for long moments of time, but it does kind of feel like if he gets that chance in the box, he's going to make you pay.
"65 minutes gone by here at the Lab. Tyler Ortega alongside Heather Dyke. It's 1-0 to the black and yellow by way of a 50th minute own goal by Ashton Miles. Defender for Orange County. It's Greg Hurst looking to add to the tally here. He's got 7 goals so far this season. In fact, scored in New Mexico's last match on the weekend against San Antonio. And this match has been so entertaining, Heather. We haven't even had a chance to talk about the match on Saturday against San Antonio. That New Mexico absolute roller coaster.
Roller coaster. Yeah, roller coaster. And I would say every time we played San Antonio, it always feels like maybe that's the next step. Like that's the next hurdle to get over. And it always feels like a roller coaster. All of those games, there's moments where you think either team can win it. So to come out on top of that one was pretty special.
Here's Micheletto. It's another Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. OC did concede from a corner on the weekend against Roots. Here's Zico, back to Micheletto. Micheletto has that partially blocked and just pops it up in the 18. And Micheletto offside flag goes up.
I think Micheletto was hoping that was going to go off his legs for another corner, and it kind of popped up accidentally, but...
Shuttler looks to be all right. But we're talking about that San Antonio match, and you look back at the 2 most recent matches for New Mexico, just 2 massive wins. We talk about the 1-0 about over switchbacks on the 22nd, which was just a grinded out game. You face Ronaldo Damas, so you just know what he's capable of and his potential. And then to go on the road at Toyota Field, you go up early, 2nd minute, by way of an own goal, and then the cards just start flowing from there. It feels like you give up 2 goals in the span of 3 minutes. You see a player sent off, then you score the game-tying goal, and that's all just by the 44th minute, Heather.
Yeah. You can't script it. I mean, it's just the things that happen in that game you just can't prepare for, and it does come from, like, the win in those games comes from a little bit of confidence that you can deal with it. There is going to be a roller coaster. There is going to be ups and downs, and confident quality teams deal with it.
Reyes. And he just lifts this one wide. Jacobo Reyes.
Quality build up there from United. Patience in the final third, finding the open shooter. Smart movement off the ball, and the things that Daniel Bruce does that no one sees, it causes so many problems. He just drifts in the blind side over and over and over again. He never stops working.
See the little bit of frustration there from Jacobo Reyes. Again, 12,000 fans expected here this evening, and this is just a really cool moment as you hear both sides of the stadium chanting back and forth to each other. One side saying Somos and the other saying Unidos. If you're unfamiliar, that is it's been long been the tagline for New Mexico United since they announced the branding, and it's been a rallying cry, really. And you hear it out here this evening. It's Spanish for "We Are United," and it's truly been a phrase that's been adopted by the community here.
Yeah, I would agree. You see it in the bumper stickers, you see it in hashtags, you see it on social media, and I think that's what this team has meant to this community. They have united the community in so many different ways.
Looking for Tambakis, and that one headed away by Herbert. That was the second half substitute, Dogman. And we're going to see a yellow card come out here to Miles. So into the book goes Ashton Miles, a yellow card to go along with his own goal here this evening.
The referee has shown a Ferguson Law Firm yellow card.
That was a harsh challenge there.
Ashton Miles. We knew Ben Fowl called Ferguson Law Firm and Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for 40 years. Substitution brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation. Checking in for Orange County FC, number 32, Nicholas Ruiz.
So
number 14,
another
Ryan
substitution here for Paul Hardiman. Nicholas Ruiz will come on to replace Ryan Flood, and so you bring on an attacker to replace a defender here. 20 minutes to go. Interesting. I thought Flood has been playing very well here this evening.
Yeah, I thought so too, and I thought he was a player for Orange County that did kind of have that little bit of bravery in the final third and was looking to create chances. And
that's another yellow card here for Orange County. This time it's Chavez going in the book for his foul on Daniel Bruce.
The referee has shown a Ferguson Law Firm yellow card issued to Orange County. Number 12.
We'll get another look here on this TLC replay.
Called Ferguson Law Firm, Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for 40 years.
And if you're a New Mexico United fan, you've seen Daniel Bruce do that plenty of times. And perhaps see why Chavez was a little frustrated there. So a Fiesta Auto free kick here for New Mexico. Just under 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this one. 4th of July celebration. There's going to be a post-match fireworks show as the black and yellow looking to deliver some fireworks on the pitch here tonight. This one played in, and it's Abdi Mohammed scoring in back-to-back matches. The second half substitute onto the score sheet, and it's 2-0 to the black and yellow.
A really quality set piece by United there. You saw a lot of movement. Players starting offside, players starting onside, kind of moving against each other. A near post runner, and it just opened up his space. He could walk it in. Incredible ball.
Abdi Mohammed has been on the pitch for less than 10 minutes as he connects there with his former Columbus Crew 2 teammate, Marco Micheletto. And as I mentioned, goals in back-to-back matches for the defender. And just the slightest of touches there from Abdi Mohammed just in front of goal.
He was so casual, you couldn't quite tell if it went in. Like just a confident walk away. The fans obviously going nuts, but really quality finish.
Goals brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. And you talk about two players having some trust in each other. It's Abdi Mohammed and Marco Micheletto. As Orange County now with some work to do as New Mexico look to push their win streak to 10 matches here at home dating back to last season. New Mexico looking to add a third. What a flick from the substitute, Nicky Hernandez. Hernandez has his shot blocked. Hosu skies this one. Hadn't even had a chance to mention that Nicky Hernandez had come in as a substitute. He and Sergio Rivas both coming on following that corner as Marco Micheletto and Jacobo Reyes were subbed off. So Micheletto's final contribution to this match, Heather, an assist off the free kick.
An assist off the free kick and a well-deserved assist. I mean, he's been pulling the strings all night, so kudos to him for the ball played. He read the game very well and just dropped it right in front of his feet. Easiest goal he's ever going to score in his life.
And so we've got the official attendance figure in. We've been ballparking about 12,000 here this evening. It is now confirmed. It is the highest attended match in the USL Championship this season so far. 12,147 of the black and yellow faithful on hand here tonight. And I'm sure having a good time here 75 minutes in.
They ought to be. It's fun to watch. The team's winning. It's a great atmosphere. It's a beautiful night. Doesn't get better than that.
Daniel Bruce in disbelief that he's seen yellow.
Referee Ferguson offering the yellow card issued to New Mexico United, number 25, Daniel Bruce. We knew in foul call Ferguson Law Firm, New Mexico's leading person injury.
There's a 76th minute yellow card to the Englishman Daniel Bruce. Yellow cards brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. When you've been fouled, call Ferguson Law Firm. New Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for over 40 years. Looking for Dunbar with that. That's well over hit. That's going to give us time to let you know that if you can't watch the match, you can turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. That's on Tuesdays. Catch that at 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app. Well, Coach, we anticipated we'd be in for a fun second half, much like the first, and boy, were we right.
Absolutely, and I think New Mexico United's been putting on a show this entire half. I mean, chance after breakaway, and they deserve those 2 goals. And honestly, it feels like more coming. It doesn't seem like they're letting their foot off the gas pedal right now.
We've just been informed here, Heather, by none other than Chris Hurst, who is normally my broadcast partner up here in the booth. He's doing his best to give us the celebrity scoop, letting us know that of the 12,147 in attendance, one of them is a gentleman who goes by the name of Phil Dunster. Now, if you're wondering who that is, most people probably know him as Jamie Tart from the class show Ted Lasso. He's the main player for AFC Richmond. He is here at the lab tonight. News broken to us by none other than Chris Hurst. So really cool stuff. You never know who you're going to see at a New Mexico United match.
You never know who you're going to see here. And so many shows and films being filmed here. So welcome, Jamie Tart, to New Mexico. He might be trying out. You never know. We could use another player. AFC Richmond transfer.
This is a Fiesta Auto
free kick coming up here. 80 minutes gone by. It's going to give us time to tell you about Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. You can visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. That one elicits some groans from the crowd as Hurst goes down. So the official Thomas Snyder is calling Chavez over. He's already on a yellow card as Chavez. It looks like he's telling him, you get one more.
Yeah.
Rivas, the Albuquerque native. Sergio Rivas making his 93rd USL Championship appearance for New Mexico United here tonight. Just a special story for the local kid.
Yeah, special story and just someone that has so endeared himself to the community. They want the best for him. He wants the best for New Mexico, and it's really, kind of a unique thing when you grow up in a place and you get to play professionally in that same space.
Rivas with 1 goal on the season. Hasn't played a ton, only 268 minutes played coming into tonight. Mohamed heads this over to Hurst. Here comes New Mexico. Was looking for the run of Hernandez, but it's cut out. Scott now as Orange County look to counter. Here's Lamb. Lamb trying to get around Maples, and he does. And ultimately, ends up as no problem here for New Mexico.
Just not really a very big commitment to get numbers in the box there from Orange County. I mean, there was kind of time there, and it might be, to your point, the altitude, it might be the score, it might just be legs, but not a lot of numbers in the box for the service there.
Bruce turns on the Jets and goes down, and it's just outside the 18-yard box. I don't think you could be any closer without that being a penalty.
Yeah, from here, that looked like a penalty. I'm interested to see the replay.
So you can see Daniel Bruce. He has put in quite the shift here this evening. We're going to see a yellow card shown. That's going to be shown to Jamison. You got to give the youngster credit, tracking all the way back to defend Daniel Bruce.
Yeah, you do. And you saw a little hesitation from Bruce there. Just waited for him, took that extra touch in front of him, and drew a foul. Really smart soccer. And if you looked inside the box, there wasn't many people to pass to. So smart play from Brucey.
By my count, the 5th yellow card that has been handed out this evening. Thomas Snyder, our referee here. Coming into tonight, he's officiated 5 matches so far. Averages 6.4 cards per match, and so
substitution.
One off of his season average so far. We're going to see a league debut here at the lab for one Abu Danladi. He played 45 minutes here in the international friendly against FC Juarez. Got a short run against Lubbock Matadors in the U.S. Open Cup, but here tonight making his USL Championship debut for the black and yellow. The Ghanaian, he was the first overall pick by Minnesota United in the 2017 MLS Super Draft.
Excited to see him play.
As this one coming in quickly here from Zico Bailey. Couldn't tell if it was Maples or Shuttler that got the touch on that. We're going to see another substitution here.
Brought to you by the Simone Davis
It's time
Foundation.
for Orange County.
Checking in for Orange County FC, number 35, Ben Norris.
So it's going to be Ben Norris. He's replacing Owen Lamb.
Kind of have to wonder if this is a tactical substitution. Are they going to try and throw numbers forward? Or are you content with walking out of here like this? I mean, at some point you take some chances and start to play a little bit differently. What you're doing this half hasn't been working.
Bryce Jameson. We knew Ben Fowl called Ferguson Law Firm, Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for 40 years.
Mohamed looking to play the service in for Rivas and just out of reach. We saw Abdi Mohamed score less than 10 minutes after coming in off the bench. That's the 5th goal scored by a substitute for New Mexico this season. As that header just goes wide there for Orange County. Those 5 goals via substitutes, second most in the USL Championship this season. Sac Republic, Lou City both have 8 scored by substitutes.
When you have the ability to get better when a substitute comes in, things are good. You know, I mean, to see those players come off the bench and you see it, the level of the game has gone up, and that's not always the case when substitutes come on the field.
It's Alex Tambakis. Fans, the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. That is Chavez down. 87th minute. While we've got a moment, let us tell you about eFootball 2024. It's here. You can live your dream, rep your team, play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. So it comes back to Shuttler. Jameson has his pocket picks. Hurst now. You can just see the confidence from Greg Hurst. Gets it back. Shot attempt blocked. Hurst has scored in half of the home matches so far here this season. Like scoring on the road as well. As we mentioned, scored on Saturday, converted a penalty, which turned out to be the game winner in just the 51st minute against San Antonio. So last season between these two clubs, each home team won their match, and New Mexico looking to continue that trend here this evening into the 89th minute. So that one finds the side netting here. Tambakis looking for his 5th clean sheet in just 15 starts here this season. I know clean sheets are typically awarded to a goalkeeper in terms of a statistic, but you really got to give credit to this back line.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, candidly, he hasn't had to do much tonight.
Yep.
You know, he's more part of the build-up than he's had to do to make any really special saves. And the great part is, you know, he can, but he hasn't had to. So kudos to the entire team. And you even look right now, there's a 2-0 lead. There's not much time left in the game, and you see all 10 field players defending, and that's just a commitment. It's buy-in.
Oh, and a quick update from Cashman Field, or excuse me, from Heart Health Park. This match being played in Sac Republic. Las Vegas Lights have taken the lead early. It was Pinzon scoring for the Lights in the 10th minute. And so if you're a New Mexico fan, you are on cloud 9 right now between these two results, with your side up 2-0 and Sac down 1-0 right now. That's Danladi. Here's Hosu now. Crosses it. And he was looking for Rivas, just squaring that ball.
Yeah, I think Sergio thought he was in there, and just a little tiny touch by the defender to save the goal there.
And New Mexico looking for a third here in second half stoppage time. 3 minutes confirmed here. New Mexico Pinon Coffee stoppage time, celebrating 30 years of great coffee since '94. Here's Zico. The former San Antonio man, Zico Bailey. Oh, and it's another header from Abdi Mohammed. Who would have thought that your right back is going to be your biggest threat from corners?
Yeah, he's been a threat. And again, another quality chance off set pieces, which I know the coaching staff will be pleased with, because it's the right movement, the right service, and it's creating opportunity. But brilliant save by the goalkeeper there.
So one thing that we have not mentioned yet, we'll do so after this actually, is Hurst lays this off to Astorga. New Mexico still asking questions around the 18. This one's going to be dealt with here by OC only momentarily. But there was a naturalization ceremony that took place on the pitch prior to the match tonight. Heather, 46 new United States citizens from 19 different countries. This is the 4th annual naturalization ceremony that has taken place here. Over the years, there have been over 200 citizens naturalized at New Mexico United matches.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point earlier, Tyler, Somos Unidos. We are united, and I think one of the great parts about this organization and this club is that they recognize it's more than just soccer. Like, how do you unite a community, and especially in our state where you have so many people from so many places, and it should be celebrated, their naturalization. So congratulations to everybody that was able to do that tonight, and happy first American 4th of July.
This one still bouncing around. What a touch from Abu Danladi, and then loses possession. That ball sent wide. I believe that was Kyle Scott, the captain. It was. So shouldn't be a whole lot of time left in this one here tonight. This New Mexico looking to hold on here against OC, up 2-0. This might just be the last touch of the match. Not quite, says Thomas Snyder. But that is in New Mexico United. Keep their perfect home record intact. 7 for 7 here at home this season. 10 straight dating back to last season as they're victorious 2-0 tonight over Orange County SC. Coach, your thoughts?
They play with joy. They play with confidence. You never really thought they weren't going to win this game tonight. They deserve the record, and this team has something special to them. Really, really fun to watch.
Your play of the match brought to you by Vara Winery and Distillery. It's Abdi Mohammed scoring his second goal of the season in the 72nd minute. He was tremendous after coming on as a substitute. He's going to look to play a vital role in that matchup next week against LAFC. Your man of the match goes to Avion Flanagan. 4 shots. Just created the first goal with his hustle, and then had so many opportunities, got so close tonight.
Yeah, he did. It's coming. It's coming. And I think once the floodgates open, they're going to stay open. And he's a player that plays with confidence out in the wing, and he creates for himself and others.
And your save of the match, presented by the Aging and Long-Term Services of New Mexico. It's Alex Tambakis. He is your USL Championship all-time leader in saves. Didn't have a whole lot to do tonight, but walks away with it nonetheless. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back to wrap things up here with your full-time highlights. Don't go anywhere.
We on three, 1, 2, 3.
I tell the God and he told me keep moving. I'm at the show and they told me keep grooving. If it ain't me, tell me who else gonna do it. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. I'm at the top of my city, I'm tooling. Bitch said that I be the hottest improving. Every day I see the fruits of improvement. I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it.
With more ways to win, whatever game you play, Sandia Resort Casino. Now more than ever. Close to home, far from ordinary.
Full time here at the lab between New Mexico United and Orange County Soccer Club. Tyler Ortega here alongside Heather Dyke. And Coach, this one, a ton of fun. Let's see how this one unfolded with our full-time highlights brought to you by Ferguson and Associates. And early on, it was a chance there for, I believe, Jacobo Reyes, as Marco Micheletto was all over the place tonight, ended with an assist as he was pulling the strings.
He was, and not only pulling the strings, but their set pieces tonight created multiple opportunities. I mean, they were just clinical in the way they executed.
Tambakis, we mentioned, did not have a whole lot to do this evening, as this was one of his only saves of the night and perhaps one of the best opportunities for Orange County.
Yeah, just a dominant performance, though, from New Mexico United. I mean, when you don't have to have your goalkeeper make any really special saves, that's a great game. And then to put 2 clean ones away, they have to feel good about it.
Reyes making his first appearance in just over a month here this evening, found himself in the fray quite often.
He did. He's a player that sits in really intelligent positions, and he finds himself at the end of crosses because of his movement. And, I think when you haven't been playing as much as you'd probably like to, it's exactly what you want to do.
And speaking of players finding themselves in the fray quite often, Avion Flanagan forcing the own goal to open up the scoring, and then just a few minutes later, Abdi Mohammed scoring his second goal in as many games.
Straight off the bench, straight into the goal. It's a dream start for him.
It's exactly how you draw it up, and the 2 former Columbus Crew 2 teammates linking up for that goal there in Micheletto and Abdi Mohammed. And for New Mexico, they had a few more opportunities, not quite able to find the back of the net once again, but there's Abdi Mohammed once again on a corner.
It is, and you see like the timing of the service, the timing of the run. Man, he got up. It's just a brilliant header.
He has been playing just out of his mind recently here as the fireworks display is in full swing for the 12,000 on hand. Let's have a look at our full-time stats before we get out of here this evening. Brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. New Mexico racking up the shots.
Yeah, and not only just shots, but quality shots. And you look at, the XG is a little bit more clear this half, but every time you touch the ball, how dangerous are you going to be? And I think those stats are accurate.
Not a whole lot cooking offensively for Orange County tonight as they're back at home on Saturday against Memphis. For New Mexico, they're off this weekend as they will be taking on LAFC in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open Cup a week from tonight. We're back at home here July 20th as the Birmingham Legion will be traveling out here to the lab. That's going to do it for everybody here tonight. For our director, Gary Williams, for Heather Dyke on color. Thank you so much for joining me, Coach. My name's Tyler Ortega. We'll see you here in a couple weeks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Looking to play this one in, finds Micheletto. And Micheletto just sends this one high. But promising look there from New Mexico here just 9 minutes in.
One of the things that's special about
on here in the championship, also in League One. It's a Wednesday, day before the 4th of July celebrations. Here's Reyes. It's a Wednesday, day before the 4th of July celebrations. Here's Reyes. Looking to play this one in, finds Micheletto. And Micheletto just sends this one high. But promising look there from New Mexico here just 9 minutes in.
One of the things that's special about
on here in the championship, also in League One. It's a Wednesday, day before the 4th of July celebrations. Here's Reyes. Looking to play this one in, finds Micheletto. And Micheletto just sends this one high. But promising look there from New Mexico here just 9 minutes in.
One of the things that's special about Micheletto is his ability to strike.
Also in League One. It's a Wednesday, day before the 4th of July celebrations. Here's Reyes. Looking to play this one in, finds Micheletto. And Micheletto just sends this one high. But promising look there from New Mexico here just 9 minutes in.
One of the things that's special about Micheletto is his ability to strike a ball with no run
League
up.
One. It's a Wednesday, day before the 4th of July celebrations. Here's Reyes. Looking to play this one in, finds Micheletto. And Micheletto just sends this one high. But promising look there from New Mexico here just 9 minutes in.
One of the things
assists on the season. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan. And he goes side netting.
I think, you talk about a player like Micheletto, and it's what makes it what
created. There's a couple of assists on the season. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan. And he goes side netting.
I think, you talk about a player like Micheletto, and
this is created. There's a couple of assists on the season. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan. And he goes side netting.
I think, you talk about a player like Micheletto, and it's what makes soccer interesting, because stats don't define your impact. And most sports,
the team in chances created. There's a couple of assists on the season. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan. And he goes side netting.
I think, you talk about a player like Micheletto, and it's what makes soccer interesting, because stats don't. I saw that on social media, so it could be false, but I hope it's not. She's been in the game a long time. She'd be a great addition.
Sorto, corner kick got to Dunbar, but it didn't go any further than that. And that's a cynical foul there, and we're going to see the first yellow card of the evening.
It's a really smart foul, a professional foul staff. Jen Grubb, who's a former national team player. I saw that on social media, so it could be false, but I hope it's not. She's been in the game a long time. She'd be a great addition.
Sorto, corner kick got to Dunbar, but it didn't go any further than that. And that's a cynical foul there, and we're going to see the first yellow card of the evening.
It's a really smart foul. I saw that on social media, so it could be false, but I hope it's not. She's been in the game a long time. She'd be a great addition.
Sorto, corner kick got to Dunbar, but it didn't go any further than that. And that's a cynical foul there, and we're going to see the first yellow card of the evening.
I saw that on social media, so it could be false, but I hope it's not. She's been in the game a long time. She'd be a great addition.
Sorto, corner kick got to Dunbar, but it didn't go any further than that. And that's a cynical foul there, and we're going to see the first yellow card of the evening. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. It's Micheletto. Micheletto. Is it to Reyes? And he just sends it wide.
Yeah, that's a corner. I'm not sure that's one they drew up. I think that's two smart players identifying there's a little bit of space.
Hello, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. It's Micheletto. Micheletto. Is it to Reyes? And he just sends it wide.
Yeah, that's a corner. I'm not sure that's one they drew up. I think that's two smart players identifying there's a little bit of space in the field.
Refreshing taste. Hello, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. It's Micheletto. Micheletto. Is it to Reyes? And he just sends it wide.
Yeah, that's a corner. I'm not sure that's one they drew up. I think that's two smart players identifying there's a little bit of space in the field. And
hello, crisp, refreshing taste. Hello, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer. It's Micheletto. Micheletto. Is it to Reyes? And he just sends it wide.
Yeah, that's a corner. I'm not sure that's one they drew up. I think that's two smart players identifying there's a little bit of space in the field. And
Cincinnati.
Really good touch there from him to break pressure.
Looking to connect with Flood here, and he does. Astorga defending. Finds Dunbar. Dunbar sends this one right into the waiting arms of Alex Tambakis.
Dangerous, dangerous. I think there actually may have been a block on the cross, but it fell directly to Orange County in a dangerous spot.
He spent some time with FC Cincinnati.
Really good touch there from him to break pressure.
Looking to connect with Flood here, and he does. Astorga defending. Finds Dunbar. Dunbar sends this one right into the waiting arms of Alex Tambakis.
Dangerous, dangerous. I think there actually may have been a block on the cross, but it fell directly to Orange County in a dangerous spot.
He spent some time with FC Cincinnati.
Really good touch there from him to break pressure.
Looking to connect with Flood here, and he does. Astorga defending. Finds Dunbar. Dunbar sends this one right into the waiting arms of Alex Tambakis.
Dangerous, dangerous. I think there actually may have been a block on the cross, but it fell directly to Orange County in a dangerous spot.
Cincinnati.
Really good touch there from him to break pressure.
Looking to connect with Flood here, and he does. Astorga defending. Finds Dunbar. Dunbar sends this one right into the waiting arms of Alex Tambakis.
Dangerous, dangerous. I think there actually may have been a block on the cross, but it fell directly to Orange County in a dangerous spot.
Competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots SC on Sunday, July 21st, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on August 3rd, at 4 p.m. Eastern, you can watch. Oh, what a big save there from Shuttler. It falls to Bruce here. Finds Reyes. We'll tell you about the summer of soccer on CBS here in just a moment as New Mexico, again, continuing to ask the questions here early. Looking for Bruce.
I think Daniel Bruce probably wants that first one back. I think he thought that
Fans, the competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots SC on Sunday, July 21st, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on August 3rd, at 4 p.m. Eastern, you can watch. Oh, what a big save there from Shuttler. It falls to Bruce here. Finds Reyes. We'll tell you about the summer of soccer on CBS here in just a moment as New Mexico, again, continuing to ask the questions here early. Looking for Bruce.
I think Daniel Bruce probably wants that first one back. I think he thought that
Fans, the competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots SC on Sunday, July 21st, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on August 3rd, at 4 p.m. Eastern, you can watch. Oh, what a big save there from Shuttler. It falls to Bruce here. Finds Reyes. We'll tell you about the summer of soccer on CBS here in just a moment as New Mexico, again, continuing to ask the questions here early. Looking for Bruce.
I think Daniel Bruce probably wants that first one back. I think he thought.
fans. The competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC look for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots SC on Sunday, July 21st, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on August 3rd, at 4 p.m. Eastern, you can watch. Oh, what a big save there from Shuttler. It falls to Bruce here, finds Reyes. We'll tell you about the summer of soccer on CBS here in just a moment as New Mexico again continuing to ask the questions here early. Looking for Bruce.
I think Daniel Bruce probably wants that first one back. I think he thought that the continued run was with.
Mexico able to force the turnover. Gloucester now plays this forward for Reyes. Reyes decides to wait for a little bit of help. Great ball to the overlapping run of Gloucester, looking for Bruce, and it escapes Bruce and also Astorga.
Oh man, it's a game of inches. And that was a perfect example of it. But if you watch Daniel Bruce's movement, the minute they won the ball there, he was very patient in his build-up, and he disappears into the blind side in between.
Force the turnover. Gloucester now plays this forward for Reyes. Reyes decides to wait for a little bit of help. Great ball to the overlapping run of Gloucester, looking for Bruce, and it escapes Bruce and also Astorga.
Oh man, it's a game of inches. And that was a perfect example of it. But if you watch Daniel Bruce's movement, the minute they won the ball there, he was very patient.
To force the turnover. Gloucester now plays this forward for Reyes. Reyes decides to wait for a little bit of help. Great ball to the overlapping run of Gloucester, looking for Bruce, and it escapes Bruce and also Astorga.
Oh man, it's a game of inches. And that was a perfect example of it. But if you watch Daniel Bruce's movement, the minute they won the ball there, he was very patient in his build-up, and he disappears.
Gloucester now plays this forward for Reyes. Reyes decides to wait for a little bit of help. Great ball to the overlapping run of Gloucester, looking for Bruce, and it escapes Bruce and also Astorga.
Oh man, it's a game of inches. And that was a perfect example of it. But if you watch Daniel Bruce's movement, the minute.
Here's Flanagan. Get down to the end line, play the cross in. He does, and it's an own goal! New Mexico strike first. 50 minutes in, Flanagan with the backflip, and the lab has erupted. Here's Flanagan. Get down to the end line, play the cross in. He does, and it's an own goal! New Mexico strike first. 50 minutes in, Flanagan with the backflip, and the lab has erupted.
Confidence to pull those balls out of those positions, and that was.
Here's Flanagan. Get down to the end line, play the cross in. He does, and it's an own goal! New Mexico strike first. 50 minutes in, Flanagan with the backflip, and the lab has erupted. Here's Flanagan. Get down to the end line, play the cross in. He does, and it's an own goal! New Mexico strike first. 50 minutes in, Flanagan with the backflip, and the lab has erupted. Consecutive match that New Mexico have found themselves with an own goal to put themselves up to start. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan, still Flanagan, rattles the crossbar, does Flanagan. And he's getting closer and closer each time, Coach.
Closer and closer, closer and closer. But you're right, he definitely wants to get that first one under his name.
Match that New Mexico have found themselves with an own goal to put themselves up to start. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan, still Flanagan, rattles the crossbar, does Flanagan. And he's getting closer and closer each time, Coach.
Closer and closer, closer and closer. But you're right, he definitely wants to get that first one under his name.
Consecutive match that New Mexico have found themselves with an own goal to put themselves up to start. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan, still Flanagan, rattles the crossbar, does Flanagan. And he's getting closer and closer each time, Coach.
Closer and closer, closer and closer. But you're right, he definitely wants to get that first one under his name.
This is a Fiesta Auto free kick.
Seeing the black and yellow into the lead. Second consecutive match that New Mexico have found themselves with an own goal to put themselves up to start. Here's Flanagan once again. Flanagan, still Flanagan, rattles the crossbar, does Flanagan. And he's getting closer and closer each time, Coach.
Closer and closer, closer and closer. But you're right, he definitely wants to get that first one under his name.
This is a Fiesta Auto free kick.
In the community in so many different ways.
Looking for Tambakis, and that one headed away by Herbert. That was the second half substitute, Dogman. We're going to see a yellow card come out here to Miles. So into the book goes Ashton Miles, a yellow card to go along with his own goal here this evening.
The referee has shown a Ferguson law for yellow card.
That's what this team has meant to this community. They have united the community in so many different ways.
Looking for Tambakis, and that one headed away by Herbert. That was the second half substitute, Dogman. We're going to see a yellow card come out here to Miles. So into the book goes Ashton Miles, a yellow card to go along with his own goal here this evening.
The referee has shown a Ferguson law for yellow card.
That was
That's what this team has meant to this community. They have united the community in so many different ways.
Looking for Tambakis, and that one headed away by Herbert. That was the second half substitute, Dogman. We're going to see a yellow card come out here to Miles. So into the book goes Ashton Miles, a yellow card to go along with his own goal here this evening.
The referee has shown a Ferguson law.
I think that's what this team has meant to this community. They have united the community in so many different ways.
Looking for Tambakis, and that one headed away by Herbert. That was the second half substitute, Dogman. We're going to see a yellow card come out here to Miles. So into the book goes Ashton Miles, a yellow card to go along with his own goal here this evening.
The referee has shown a Ferguson law for yellow card.
That was this one played in, and it's Abdi Mohammed scoring in back-to-back matches. The second half substitute onto the score sheet, and it's 2-0 to the black and yellow.
A really quality set piece by United there. You saw a lot of movement. Players starting offside, players starting onside, kind of moving against each other. A near post.
Fireworks on the pitch here tonight. This one played in, and it's Abdi Mohammed scoring in back-to-back matches. The second half substitute onto the score sheet, and it's 2-0 to the black and yellow.
A really quality set piece by United there. You saw a lot of movement. Players starting offside, players starting onside, kind of moving against each other. A near post run.
This one played in, and it's Abdi Mohammed scoring in back-to-back matches. The second half substitute onto the score sheet, and it's 2-0 to the black and yellow.
A really quality set piece by United there. You saw a lot of movement. Players starting offside, players starting onside, kind of move.
This one played in, and it's Abdi Mohammed scoring in back-to-back matches. The second half substitute onto the score sheet, and it's 2-0 to the black and yellow.
A really quality set piece by United there. You saw a lot of movement. Players starting offside, players starting onside, kind of moving against each other. A near post, to your point, the altitude, it might be the score, it might just be legs, you know, but not a lot of numbers in the box for the service there.
Bruce turns on the Jets and goes down, and it's just outside the 18-yard box. I don't think you could be any closer without that being a penalty.
Yeah, from here, that looked like a penalty. I'm interested to see the replay.
So you can see Daniel Bruce. He has put in quite the shift here this evening. We're going to see a yellow card shown. That's going to be shown to Jamison. You got to give the youngster credit, tracking all the way back to defend Daniel Bruce.
Yeah, you do, and you saw a little hesitation from Bruce there. Like, just waited for him, took that extra touch in front of him, and drew a foul. There was kind of time there, and it might be, to your point, the altitude, it might be the score, it might just be legs, you know, but not a lot of numbers in the box for the service there.
Bruce turns on the Jets and goes down, and it's just outside the 18-yard box. I don't think you could be any closer without that being a penalty.
Yeah, from here, that looked like a penalty.